I'd like to think there are a lot of good reasons on why Steam is the most popular PC platform store, on why it is the most successful, and it's because they just do the right things at the right time. Valve is a company that has a player first mentality, that has a player friendly mentality. When your players are happy, they will buy products on your platform, they will purchase games on your platform, they will buy subscriptions on your platform, microtransactions. So when they make good moves, like completely switching up on how AAA publishers and any publisher or developer in general is able to implement ads into their games in a positive way for players, it just makes me love them even more. Steam is no longer permitting paid advertising as a revenue model for games listed on the platform, and games cannot force players to interact with ads or incentivize players to watch ads by offering them rewards. The second sentence I just stated is basically what mobile games do, right? Watch this 30-second ad, get this number of currency, get this skin, get this item. That is exactly what so many mobile games are able to do on platforms like iOS or Android. These platforms allow that. Steam is now banning that. I think that's fantastic though, because now it pushes away that garbage mobile crap that we don't want to see on a PC platform and brings in actual effort and actual reasons to purchase a game other than just grinding mechanics, other than gambling mechanics, which are in a lot of those games that offer rewards for watching ads, and all this other bullshit that PC gamers do not want to see from the mobile community or from mobile gaming in general. Almost a year ago now, the EA CEO Andrew Wilson stated that they wanted to put in-game ads into their video games, stating that advertising has an opportunity to be a meaningful driver of growth for us. Now, when we take a look at that concept, what could in-game ads mean? Could it mean a pop-up to a different game? Could it be watch a 30-second ad to play a level or to play a section of a multiplayer game? Is it going to be free to play? Is it going to be paid? All of this sounds fucking stupid. I do not want any of it. If I'm going to be purchasing your game, I do not need to be watching ads. Even if I'm going to be playing your game that is free to play, you can make your money off of microtransactions, off of skins, off of whatever the hell you want to sell me on the side, but putting in-game ads is going to be a no-go. If EA does try to implement this into a future free-to-play title, or even more likely than not one of their sports games, they're probably going to have a bunch of advertising for that. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Monster Energy advertising like we did in Death Stranding, but it would just be really stupid. And we all know that EA had a terrible quarter last year with Dragon Age and their soccer game missing just so hard. They did not even meet any of the requirements that they thought they would hit, even at the low expectation level for Dragon Age. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to try to implement more monetization systems into their current games to try to boost their stock in some way, but I usually believe that when they piss off their player base and their investors, their stock is going to drop. So if the majority of the gamers in the industry or any of the community is not going to be happy with this decision, they're going to lose money. They're going to lose stock value. They're going to lose overall company interest. And it's going to be hilarious to watch EA fail as a company. And I feel like more corporations need to really take the stand with Valve on this, that we're not going to be allowing in-game ads on our platforms. Now, PlayStation and Xbox are a little bit different because the EA Sports games and EA games in general probably generate billions of dollars, and that's just free money at that point because all you're doing is being the platform host for those games. But I really feel like for the sake of the consumers, and if they want to have a good reputation behind them, they really need to stand with Steam on this, and with Valve. And what I think EA needs to do is to just produce good video games. You do not need to implement every single little bit of monetization into your video games that's going to be screwing your customers after they already purchased a full price AAA $70 video game because you fucks decided to increase the price for no other reason than, oh, it's next generation, or these games are harder to make than ever, even though the hardware has apparently been easier to work with, and I guarantee the games have gotten cheaper, because what the fuck do you guys do every year? What is the difference between the EA Sports games that you're releasing now and what FIFA was a few years ago? Nothing. It's the same engine, it's the same game. What is really funny is that in a lot of these situations, there are still assets from the previous game, from the previous year's game, in the new one. And I have no doubt that they're doing that now. All of these studios do this. And it's insane that they're gonna, oh, we need more money, we're gonna put in-game ads in our fucking title. It's like, okay, you could try that, no one's gonna buy your game. Unlike EA, Ubisoft also did attempt to put advertisements into their video games, not to the same extent of what I'm guessing EA is trying to do, but they tried to put advertisements for their other titles when they have sales or when they have bonuses to buy in their games. They didn't fully implement this because I'm pretty sure back in November when they actually did try this of 2023, it was only for certain players, but it was being reported and people were pissed. But it goes to show you that people are not going to be happy about these advertisements being in their video games. People are not going to be happy about going out to buying this hardware if it's on console or PC, installing the storefront, and I recommend Steam, but installing these storefronts and then having to purchase your games at your exorbitant prices because you believe that your game is worth that $70 full price, even though it's probably going to be completely dog shit and full of bugs and game-breaking glitches. And then you have the audacity to attempt to put in-game advertisements and advertisements for your other titles before you even release a decent product that is worth of our original investment and time. With each year that passes in our current day gaming industry, these AAA publishers are getting even more shifty every single year. In-game advertisements, live service games that are flopping like hell, and what's really funny is that a company like EA has decided to attempt this, and I love that Steam is fighting back against it. I love that they have the ability to have the foresight to see EA is going to try this. Ubisoft is going to try this. We might even see Microsoft or Sony try this. We might see any AAA gaming publisher attempt this. We could see Take-Two Interactive trying this. When one publisher has this idea and it's okay, like when Take-Two Interactive first instilled the $70 price tag, the rest of the industry thought, let's give them time. The player pushback wasn't that bad. Hey, look, we could do it too. So if Take-Two or EA implements ads into their games, you can count on it that every single other AAA gaming publisher is going to be implementing advertisements, in-game advertisements, and just some sort of shifty new way to earn money through games as a service, through a live service mentality, and through all this bullshit that we do not want to see in a video game that we already bought for your already increased price. I am very happy to say, though, that it is good that Steam is fighting against these practices being brought forward by the gaming industry, being brought forward by a Ubisoft, by an EA, potentially by a Microsoft or an Activision or a Sony. They are fighting against these poor business practices, even though it could benefit them monetarily and they could be increasing their shareholder wealth or whatever they want to do. But they choose not to. They choose to have a player-first mentality and a player-friendly mentality because they know when you create a good storefront with good policies and you protect the consumer, they will purchase games on your platform. Not when you buy out exclusivity deals like other PC platforms, Epic, or not when you pull bullshit to try to force players to your store like EA and Ubisoft does, but when you actually have a good storefront with good sales, good prices, and again, a player-first mentality, you will succeed. And the rest of the industry, I really feel like just does not understand that. Part of me also would love to see how EA and how Ubisoft could really fumble this entirely. I would honestly love to see them attempt to try to put advertisements into their games on these other platforms. Like, are they gonna not release these games on Steam now? Or maybe, like, for example, the versions on Steam will not have advertisements, while the versions on the Epic Games Store or on Xbox and PlayStation will have advertisements. How is this going to work? How are these corporations going to get around Steam's new anti-advertisement policies? I'm honestly excited to see. On all honesty and preference, I would love for them to just not do any of this and for them to just put out good single-player and multiplayer video games. Look, if it's a live service game, just make it fun, and I'll spend money in your live service game. I have no issue with that. But instead, again, they'd like to go with the money-first mentality, with the easy way out. They'd rather make $1 billion off of barely any effort than $1 billion off of actually putting any semblance of investment and effort into a video game. They want low costs and high revenues. And unfortunately, EA and Ubisoft, even though they did have that over a decade ago, they've been falling from grace ever since. But I want to thank you all for watching this video. If you did enjoy and want to see more content like this one, consider leaving a like, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and also, if you so choose, to become a member as well. It's as low as $1, and you get early access to all my videos, including some other bonuses and perks like that. So thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.